How you doing, buddy? Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays.
Cooper, your first start, in place of deck was against Philadelphia. How do you think yourself and the offense has kind of grown over the past month? So,
yeah, we found a better flow for sure. I think everyone as a group is playing well, and so we just want to keep that going.
What do you miss if you don't have CeeDee?
I mean, obviously, his production. You can speak on that. It means hard to replace that much production. But I mean, there's guys ready. I mean, we got guys, we got deep room, very deep receiver room, bunch of smart dudes that are chomping at the bit to go play.
You've been in a situation before where you're in the contract year, end of the year. What's your mindset like going towards these last couple of games, and your future's a little bit unsettled here?
Yeah, especially with you got 2 left only, and that's all you're promised. And especially as a backup, you go through stints of not playing for a while. So you cherish all these moments. Really enjoying it. I think I've said it before. Just enjoying going out there and getting to play, especially if you don't do it for a while.
You feel like I got something to prove every week because of my future is a little unsettled.
I don't think the future is the driver of that. You always have something to prove, and I think that's everyone. That's league-wide. That's everyone's mindset usually. And going out there as a competitor, just being in the NFL, that's enough.
You're focused on this game, but how much pride do you take individually? I mean, an 8-4 record starting in. There aren't a lot of backups in the league that have a record like that. How much pride do you take in that, and what does it show about your ability to step in and execute?
It means we have a good team. I mean, the QB win stat's always a funny one. In the ultimate team game, and we'll take it. Not gonna complain, but over the years, good defenses not turn the ball over. I mean, lately our defense is getting the ball out. We're capitalizing. So the wins just come as a product of playing together, kind of just doing your job.
Is it fun being a spoiler?
It's always fun winning. It's always fun winning, yeah.
Will Greer spent some time up there? Has he helped you at all, like in prep this week, or any extra conversations about his time in Philly?
Yeah, he's obviously been around those guys. I know he's helped both sides of the ball. That's kind of how the league goes. Guys, a lot of familiarity with a lot of teams that are bounce around, and they help you where they can.
Would being a spoiler for Philly be a little bit more fun than being a spoiler for Tampa?
I don't know. I definitely want to be Philly. Yeah.
What are the things that you hear as a quarterback when you're in that arena in Philadelphia?
Yeah, it's an awesome environment. I mean, the whole stadium's really tuned into the game. Everyone's involved. They feel part of the game, I think. And you'll hear some stuff. It's some funny. So usually look up, you'll see some fights back there. But it's a great environment. Love playing there.
Does your family go to the game?
They're not going to this one, no.
Anything you can do to prepare for what's supposed to be bad weather on Sunday?
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. You just hope it's just a little bit of rain. Weather's weather. You've played in it your whole life. You're kind of used to it. It does change things, so we'll see.
What are the adjustments when you are in rain? And do you have much experience? I assume in the MAC, you played in some bad weather games before too.
Yeah, obviously being up there in the MAC and from Michigan, your whole life's kind of cold weather games and things like that. The rain is rain. I mean, it's different than those cold weather snow type games, and definitely affects everyone that touches the ball.
Do you wear a glove for it all? Have you ever worn a glove?
I've never worn one, no.
Listen to the buzz in the locker room. What does that say about the mindset of this team? I know you're out of it, but these guys are still upbeat, still feeling good. Just talk about that mindset. Yeah,
I think people feel obviously our goal is different, but I think people feel blessed to go out there and still get to play together, to go out there as a team and kind of show who you are. Like I said, there's a bunch of guys out there who want to show who they are on both sides of the ball, and that's what we're doing.
Remember, it was 6 weeks ago. They're relatively healthy defensively. Philly is. Do you put more weight into how they played you in that game and your offense, or do you put more weight into how they played teams the last couple of weeks?
It's probably equal. I mean, a lot of it's been the same. They kind of are who they are, and they're playing great. The numbers support it. The tape supports it. How they played us is very similar to how they've been playing. They kind of do what they do, and they're good at it. Super sound, and a deep group.
Your wet ball drills when you go into a game knowing it's probably going to be bad weather, how much of that is worked into the actual practice? How much of it's just you off on the side doing something different?
Yeah, days like this we couldn't get outside, with the thunderstorm and all that, so you kind of do it with the water buckets post-practice, try to just get used to it, throw a few balls, and it's not something you actually get used to, but it is something you can prepare for and make adjustments for.
A lot of times players talk about playing to their strengths and doing what they do well, but especially as a quarterback and a backup quarterback, how much of it is knowing what you don't do well, and just having a true picture of who you are and what not to do, and just kind of focus on things. Is that part of your thought process really going?
Yeah, I think that's important for every player. I think to be aware of what you're good at, what you're not good at. That awareness allows you to play fast, allows you to make decisions quickly, and play to your strengths more. And it allows you to have a plan. Every play, especially quarterback, you got to go out there and have a plan A, B, C, D, whatever. And how fast you get to each plan matters.
And does that change a little the more you play? Because I was struck when you were talking about the touchdown throw to Brooks, I think, in the back of the end zone. Like normally that was a ball you wouldn't throw, but you threw it in that situation because of where you were. Is that kind of an example of the more you play that kind of changes on what you?
Yeah, on that particular play, I think just feeling the pocket there and knowing that we did have time, especially after your time clock kind of goes off back there, like no one's open, but feeling the pocket is a big thing that comes with reps for sure. I think that's valuable for QBs. They do get in a flow, even within games, within halves of feeling the pocket. It's easier said than done, and sometimes it takes a bit to feel the flow, and that comes with playing more.
What did Kellen mean to you?
A lot. I mean, obviously, I had him as a teammate and a coach and a coordinator. So pretty much my whole NFL career has been around Kel, and was a great friend, great teammate. We still talk. He's awesome.
How beneficial has it been to have Dad around, and even at the games and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it's always nice to have him up there. I know he's in the box, in the view from up there, and kind of seeing how it goes, and seeing the game from a different perspective, picking up things he wants to pick up, and.
Hey, did you see the announcement about CeeDee Lamb? It's official, he's out for the rest of the season. Honestly, it's a gut punch for us Cowboys fans. Lamb has been one of the most consistent players all year, and knowing we won't see him on the field for these last 2 games just hits different. The team released a statement explaining the situation. After more scans and examinations, they decided it's time for him to start recovering from that shoulder injury. Good news, he's not expected to need surgery, and they're confident he'll make a full recovery. But man, it's tough losing such a key player when we need every edge we can get. Let me ask you this, what's your favorite CeeDee Lamb moment from this season? Was it one of his insane catches, or maybe a clutch play in a tight game? Drop it in the comments because I'd love to hear what stood out for you. This news raises a lot of questions about how the team will adjust moving forward, but before we dive into that, let's take a closer look at what Lamb has been dealing with these past weeks. It's not just about Lamb missing games, it's the fight he's been putting up since week 9, playing through an AC sprain in his shoulder. That's no joke, and yet, week after week, he was out there, giving everything he had for the team. That's the kind of player you can't help but respect. Lamb himself admitted after the game against the Bucs, "My shoulder is out of whack." I'm not even gonna lie to you. Can you imagine? Playing at that level, in that condition, still, he kept showing up, proving his toughness. What really stood out to me was how Jerry Jones left the decision up to Lamb. Sure, the medical staff had their say, but ultimately, it was Lamb's call to keep going or not. Do you think that was the right move? Should players have that kind of control when it comes to injuries? Let me know in the comments. Alright, with Lamb officially sidelined, the focus now shifts to how his teammates are stepping up. In his absence, let's talk about that. It's clear that CeeDee Lamb has earned the respect of everyone in that locker room. Just listen to what Micah Parsons said about him. He might be the best player I've seen with my own eyes. He just loves the game of football. That's high praise, right? And Parsons didn't stop there. He called Lamb QB-proof, pointing out how Lamb's been successful no matter who's throwing him the ball. Think about it, Andy Dalton, Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, Lamb's put up numbers with all of them. That consistency is what makes him such a special player. And now, without him on the field, the rest of the wide receiver room has to step up. Cooper Rush even mentioned how deep the receiver group is, saying they're ready to fill the gap. But let me ask you, who do you think will shine the brightest in these last 2 games? Is it time for someone to break out? Vote in the comments below. Now, speaking of CeeDee's greatness, let's take a moment to look back at what he's accomplished this season. Even with this season being cut short, CeeDee Lamb has already left his mark. Did you realize he's the first player in Cowboys history to record 1,000 yards in 4 of his first 5 seasons? That's legendary, and last week against the Bucs, he passed Jerry Rice for the 4th most scrimmage yards by a receiver in their first 5 seasons. Jerry Rice, that's the company Lamb is in. He's not just a great receiver, he's rewriting the Cowboys history books. And for us as fans, it's moments like these that remind us how lucky we are to watch him play. So, here's my question. Where do you think Lamb ranks among the all-time great Cowboys receivers? Let's hear your take in the comments. But now, with Lamb out, the question is, what's next for the Cowboys in these last 2 games? Let's break it down. With Lamb sidelined, the Cowboys faced critical games without their top playmaker. It's not just about missing his production, it's about the energy and leadership he brings to the field. Now, the team has to adapt quickly, leaning on the depth in the wide receiver room that Cooper Rush mentioned. The real question is, how will the offense adjust? Players like Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks have to step up, and maybe we'll see some surprises from younger guys looking to prove themselves. It's a big moment for the team to show resilience and finish strong. What's your prediction for these final 2 games? Do you think the Cowboys can handle the challenge without Lamb? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the Cowboys' journey.